I got hacked. Hi everyone, this is Dr. Ernesto from Attaboy Cowboy, and I'm having one of my worst hacking experiences. And I want to tell you about it because if you have anything to do with me, you might be contacted, okay? And it's also a good lesson. Things are changing really fast because of AI. So hackers are getting unbelievably efficient. Now, I've been hacked multiple times. I've had my laptop hacked into like 3 times. And I always buy a pretty good laptop. I always buy extra antivirus protection, but it doesn't really work. In fact, the last time I got hacked, some guy kept writing to me through my email, and I kept deleting the messages because I thought it was like spam, or I thought it was someone doing a phishing scheme, you know, where you click on it and then it activates some type of spyware and it embeds in your computer and it records all your your passwords and all that. So I try not to open those, but this guy got my attention. He kept writing to me every day. And then he said, Ernesto, I have your information. Here's your social. And he put my social security number on the headline. And I thought, oh shit. So I opened it and I started reading all the stuff he wrote. And I noticed my camera was on. The guy was actually watching me. So I was like reading this. And he started writing back and forth to me and watching me through my camera. It was pretty impressive. So I was like, damn, this guy wanted me to give him some money. I said, I just didn't say anything, but I was like, wow, I kept talking to him, trying to get more information. I checked around, I did my research. There was pretty much nothing I could do. I had to take it to this computer place where they pretty much had to like wipe my computer, and then I had to pay them like $800 for them to try to recover as much as they could from my computer, which was really uncool. I lost a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of pictures of my brother when he was alive, and a lot of important stuff, but you really have to back your stuff up. And I did have my information backed up on an external hard drive, but I hadn't done it in a while. So to help with that, I started using like Google Drive. So I have stuff on the cloud. So I keep a lot of stuff off my computer. That has really helped a lot. That's been very successful, okay? However, this last hack, they somehow got into my computer and then they got into my social media accounts, my Facebook and my Instagram. And it started when I started getting messages like this. Okay, here's one from my friend Miriam. She's an RN. She starts telling me, hi, is this Dr. Martinez? Hey, I'm just wondering about this car you have for sale on Facebook we've been chatting about. Is this really you? And I'm like, of course not. And she goes, oh my God. And she starts texting me screenshots of the conversation she's having with these guys where they're sending her my driver's license. And usually when you talk to these people, you can kind of tell they're from somewhere else. This guy spoke really good English. He sent her a picture of my driver's license, and it was a picture on a tabletop, so it looks very natural. And it's actually a picture that I took recently. So I don't know how he got it. He got it off my laptop or something. And it says, I wouldn't send you my passport if this was a scam, because with my ID card, you can file a report and dispute on me. I wouldn't dare screw myself up over a couple of hundred. That doesn't worth it. Oh, and second thought, actually, that doesn't sound like proper English, so it probably is someone. It does sound like someone, but it's like, wow, this guy has copies of my passport, you know. And then he goes on, he's having conversations with her over and over, and then he starts like calling her, and she answered the phone, and she said it was like a Middle Eastern guy, and this is a nurse that I work with, and we know each other, and she's like, hey man, this is not Ernesto. She's like, what the heck? So then I've gotten a lot of messages. I'm just going to share a few with you, the most interesting ones. A friend of mine from high school, Elvia, who I probably haven't seen in like, I don't know, 30 years or something. Hey, I was just wondering if you were selling a car on Facebook. I'm like, no, it's not me. My account got hacked. She said, oh my God. I tried to send them $750, and luckily my bank didn't allow it to transfer. I wanted to confirm, so I contacted a mutual friend from high school. And then we went on, and she was sharing with me that this person had a similar conversation with them, and that the person sent them a copy of my passport this time, sent them a screenshot of it. And she was going on, and the person sent them a Zelle account with a phone number in the United States. So I'm imagining these people are working with someone in the United States, because as far as I know, Zelle is a system we use in the US, not internationally. So someone internationally is working with someone here in the United States to commit this kind of fraud. So then I started getting some really cool messages from my friend Steve. And he's a police officer. And he wrote to me several times. He goes, "Hey dude, did you get hacked?" And then he starts telling me, "Oh my God, I almost sent money to some guy selling me a quad, like one of those motorcycles with 4 tires. They wanted $1,000. He goes, "I was wondering if your dad was okay and where you stored all that stuff." I wrote this really long message apparently where I talked about where my dad was getting sick and I was placing him in a nursing home. It was a pretty good story, very convincing. And that I was selling all of his stuff like at rock bottom prices, but that I wanted to take deposits on it so I can hold it for people. The good thing is that Steve and a lot of people that I know pretty well know I don't actually buy expensive items and I don't own things like quads. I live a very minimal lifestyle. I wear used clothes, I move around a lot, I have used furniture, I have almost nothing. So my friend and I are going back and forth about this, and then a couple weeks go by, he goes, "Hey dude, I think you got hacked again." And I said, "No, it's the same guy. I haven't been able to get into my accounts for 3 weeks. I've been writing to Facebook, Instagram, some of the other social media. They don't respond at all. In fact, they've been laying off thousands of employees because they're switching everything over to AI now. And ever since they did that, for example, Facebook, their stock price in about the last year went from about 100 to 500 because they're cutting down their costs and their revenue is going up because of they're becoming more efficient with AI. So it's great, but they suck with dealing with hackers. They're not going to get back to you. So I pretty much gave up. I've been writing, I don't have any access. I watched all these YouTube videos. I try to figure out how can I get back into my account. I haven't. I've tried everything I found on YouTube. So because these guys are selling my social, my passport, my driver's license, all of my other personal information in the black web, there's multiple people now tag teaming me. They're trying to hack into all of my accounts. I keep getting notifications from Venmo, from PayPal, from Hotmail, from all these different sources. Hey, someone's trying to get into your account. So as I've been researching this, I've kind of learned the best phone to get, of course, is an iPhone. It's the one least likely to get hacked. Worse is an Android phone. Those are the ones that get hacked a lot. I just spent $2,000 on this awesome PC. Not good. You want to get a MacBook. They're the ones that are the hardest to hack. PCs or computers use Microsoft Office or Word or the platform operating system. Those are the easiest to get hacked into. I have Dell virus protection I got from Dell. On top of it, I got extra service from Norton. They still hacked into me. They're still selling my information. Another thing I learned is if you use Google Chrome, which is what I use, when you download those plugins, what are kind of like applications you get on a cell phone, a lot of them are hackers, and they're actually watching what you're doing, and they're recording your credit card information, your personal information. So that's another vulnerability. If you look online, you'll find just all kinds of stuff. Obviously, sometimes you get random text messages from people that you don't even know, and it has like some kind of link. Never open those, because those can implant software on your phone, and never do that on your laptop, of course. And I never do either of those. Sometimes I get emails and it looks like it's someone I know, and it'll say, "Oh, check this out," or "Oh, I want to send you this," or whatever. Don't click on anything. None of my friends send me links like that. So that's all ways to break into your computer system or your laptop. So first I would switch to an Apple iPhone and an Apple or a MacBook computer. Another thing I learned is getting two-factor authentication. Like I kept getting my Hotmail hacked into, and I finally figured out, okay, I need to turn on two-factor identification. So basically, when someone wants to change your password, they can email your email, but if they have your email hacked, when you get the email to change the password from Facebook or Instagram or whatever other social media, well, they have access to both. So they can just get the code and change it. Now I have it so it sends me a text message to my phone. I turned that on my Gmail and on my Hotmail, and I haven't been hacked in either one anymore. I was getting hacked every few weeks in my Hotmail before that. So that worked. My Instagram, my Facebook, I didn't have that turned on, unfortunately. You have to activate it. You have to go in and turn on two-factor. I have it on all my bank accounts, my credit cards. I activate it on all that stuff. I think a lot of them, they don't give you a choice now. They just make you do it. They always send you codes. And I'm usually traveling a lot. So right now I'm in Cali, Colombia, but I got international phone service because it was a pain in the butt not being able to receive those codes when I was traveling and I was trying to get into my account or someone's trying to hack me. So that makes a huge difference. However, my friend Abdul, who helps me edit these YouTube videos and does a lot of cool stuff for me, he's a genius when it comes to computers. He got hacked. All his family members getting hacked. He told me it's like a disaster. He says he gets every week multiple emails and text messages about people hacking him, and he has two-factor authentication. So he says a lot of these people are using AI now, and they're really sophisticated. They're able to break through a lot of these things, and social media companies are not keeping up because they're cutting back staff, and they're not able to keep up. So they're very vulnerable. So people are getting in, they're getting all their information. So it's kind of like I'm naked, like all my stuff is online. Any of you can go online, you probably pull up my passport and print one up and go traveling with it or something. Another thing I do is now I try to use VPNs to have private networks when I'm traveling, so I don't use unprotected Wi-Fi networks because a lot of hackers are in there and they're just waiting for people to go in and log on and they get into your computer. So I use VPNs, your passwords on your accounts, you know, I usually use like the same one for all of them. Don't do that. I've just changed them. Put a different one on every one, because a lot of times when they get your password, they'll just automatically try it on all your accounts because they know that that's very common. A lot of people do that. Whenever you get an email or a text message saying, hey, someone's trying to log in to whatever account, stop what you're doing and change your password. That happens to me a lot and I just ignore it because I think, you know, obviously if I got the message, they're not able to hack in. Well, they got in. I got that message on some of my accounts and they still got in somehow. So maybe they do have access to my phone. I'm not even sure. So it's better to just be safe and just implement all this stuff and just be careful because any of your information can be shared now. So anything that you have that's really valuable, like I'm working on books and stuff, I always have people trying to book, you know, I'm not even like a really famous author or anything. I'm just a startup guy. But ever since I started writing books, making YouTube channels, I've kind of drawn more attention. There's more people trying to hack my accounts, trying to get into my stuff. And like this time, they've been successful. So in the meantime, if you see any posts from me trying to sell stuff, just ignore it. And you know, be careful. I hope this helps all of you, that you can look at your accounts and try to improve your security so that people aren't spreading your stuff all over the internet. So from Cali, Colombia, this is Dr. Ernesto. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Bye-bye.